All right, folks, this is hands down one of the most impressive articles giving a thorough, in-depth review on why silver is so explosive, why it has so much more potential than anything else, including gold, Bitcoin, everything. Silver, by far, is the most explosive. In this article, it's a 35-minute read for a reason. Most articles I cover are a 3 to 5 minute read. That's because they go over every single thing that silver has going for it that other assets don't. This is one of those articles or this video you could share to a friend or family member that really wants to understand why you're stacking silver and maybe not gold or Bitcoin or Ripple or whatever they're focusing on. This is one of those articles that really will give them the full wraparound, and hopefully they will understand. First and foremost though, thank you for tuning into your daily silver news. My name is Silver Slayer, and if you want the latest information on what's happening across the globe and how that affects the price of precious metals, make sure you click subscribe and click the bell. When you click the bell, click all notifications so you get notified when I post. So let's check this out. Links in the description. Silver rockets towards $50, 2025 price surge, drivers, and what's next. So this is a very long article, so I'm just going to highlight the main points and throw in my thoughts, my 2 cents when need be. So silver price, October 5th, 2025. This is fresh off the press. This came out today. Silver's trading around $48 an ounce, its highest level since 2011. This marks a 60% surge year to date, dramatically outpacing gold's gains. Near record high, silver hit $47.83 this week, the loftiest price since May of 2011, just shy of its all-time peak of $49.50 reached in April of 2011. It's about 18% up in the past month alone, reflecting a blistering rally in late September and early October. Recent momentum. In late September, silver broke above $45 an ounce for the first time in 14 years, extending a rally that's lifted prices over 55% in 2025 compared to 43% for gold. And this surge accelerated over the past week amid bullish sentiment and safe haven demand. Key drivers. Perfect storm of factors fuels silver's rise. Safe haven demand on economic and geopolitical jitters, falling real interest rates and a weaker dollar, and robust industrial consumption in solar panels, electronics, and clean energy. Expectations of U.S. Fed rate cuts and a prolonged government shutdown have further boosted precious metals, silver included. Then you have the supply squeeze. Silver supply is struggling to keep up. 2025 marks the 5th consecutive annual deficit in global silver supply, or for the supply for the past 5 years. Demand has exceeded output by 800 million ounces, with a 187 million ounce deficit projected this year alone. Mine supply is inelastic, much silver is a byproduct, so output can't quickly ramp up even as prices rise. We're not done. Investor inflows. Investors are piling in. Silver-backed ETFs saw record inflows of 95 million ounces in the first half of 2025, pushing total holdings to near all-time highs, over 1.13 billion ounces, worth around $40 billion. Bullish bets and futures have likewise soared. Net long positions on COMEX are over 160% higher than at the end of 2024, indicating momentum traders and funds are riding the wave. Analyst sentiment. Market analysts remain upbeat yet cautious. Many mainstream forecasts from banks and firms peg silver's near-term target in the $40 to $50 range. Some see $50 as a realistic milestone within months, while more bullish experts suggest a decisive break past 50 could ignite a generational price jump towards 75 or even 100 if physical shortages intensify. Which we know physical shortages are going to intensify. We're only going to continue to need more and more and more silver, but there's less and less of it. Low supply, high demand pushes the price up. That's investing 101. So silver spot price, its highest level since 2011, The chart shows silver's 2000s bull run peaking near $49.51 in 2011 and the 2025 surge approaching that historic high. So silver's price has exploded in 2025, approaching the vaunted $50 per ounce threshold that's held firm since 1980 and 2011, which, by the way, that's a 45-year cup and handle that silver just broke out of, since it banged its head against $50 in 1980 and banged its head against $50 in 2011. All of that time, that's magma building up for that volcano. So once it breaks 50, it's going to the moon. There's no ceiling, there's no price resistance. That's all new price discovery, all new opportunity for silver to go, and there's nothing holding it back like there is when silver was trying to break above 30, break above 40. We're in a very peculiar situation where this really is the opportunity of a lifetime. Silver already has exploded. A lot of people think this was silver's explosion going up to 48. It's up 60% this year. A lot of people say that was the explosion. Now it's going to go back down again. No. This time is completely different. We just broke out of a 45-year cup and handle. We're not going to do that and then silver just go back down. We have all new room to run. All new growth, and prices have stabilized higher. So it's going to be a lot harder for it to go lower and a lot easier for it to go higher. Whereas before, it was a lot harder for it to go higher and a lot easier for it to go lower. The tables have turned. Gold is still at all-time highs, meaning silver is still going to be following suit. The gold to silver ratio still being extremely high, meaning silver still has a lot of room to run, outpacing gold, outperforming gold in the coming future as well. So the current price represents a year-to-date gain of roughly 60%. A stunning rally that has far outshone gold's performance. To put this in perspective, silver started the year around the low 30s, added nearly $18 in 10 months. Gold, by comparison, is up about 47% in 2025, within own price hitting records near 3,900. Silver's outperformance has pushed the gold to silver ratio down to 82, the tightest in a year, signaling silver strengthening relative to gold, which I was just mentioning. And then silver is a bit of a catch-up trade. It is long. They're just mentioning exactly what I just talked about with the gold to silver ratio. So let's keep moving on. So this is good. This is important right here. Recent price movements and trends. So over the past weeks and months, silver's ascent has rapidly accelerated. Early in 2025, silver was steadily climbing on positive fundamentals, but it truly caught fire in the second half. After hovering in the mid-$20 to low $30 for much of last year and early 2024, the metal picked up momentum as 2025 progressed. By mid-year, silver hit high 30s. June 2025 even saw a 13-year high at the time when prices briefly exceeded $39. I remember that very vividly. That June rally, the biggest monthly jump since the Reddit-fueled silver squeeze of 2021, put silver up 25% for the year by mid-year. So a lot of people are probably newer stackers, and that's actually the next video I'm going to make, is more of like an educational type of video for new stackers to know where to buy, how to buy, what to buy, when to buy, how to store it when you get it. That's very important. A lot of new stackers are probably going to lose money, break even if they're lucky. And that's just the nature of investing, because most people get into something not understanding why they are. Just like the Wall Street silver movement that they just mentioned, most of those people lost money on silver. They made a whole bunch of money from GameStop and AMC, but a lot of that money that they made went into silver at one of the highest prices it was in years. And then when it had that correction, which of course, if silver is going to jump up from $11 in March of 2020 to nearly $30 February 21, there's going to be a pullback a little bit. Will it stay down? No, but people didn't know that it would go back up. So they buy at 30 something. They're like, oh crap, silver's down to 24, 25. I should get out. I made a mistake. not realizing that's just the pullback because it went so high so fast. It's going to go back up there, but you have to be patient. A lot of those people thought silver was a get rich quick scheme, thinking that they're buying in at 30 and it was going to go to 30,000 or whatever some of the craziest numbers were back then. They just didn't understand the market. Just like today's times, if silver's starting to get more hype, a lot of people like Wall Street Silver, they're going to jump in right now. If there's a pullback, they're going to panic sell. And I really want people to understand, and all of the overpricing, the silver scams, the people that are taking advantage of the new stackers not knowing what to do. It's very important. It's very, very important. You do have to be very careful though, because silver, there's so many different ways to stack, and everyone has different financial situations, lives in different parts, is going to be selling at different time frames, has access to different types of coins. It's very, very hard to tell one person over a YouTube video what to do, because what works for you might not work for that person. What works for me might not work for either of you. It's very personalized. So I try to give advice from just a general perspective, and then you can apply that to yourself. Kind of like, catch a fish for a man, he eats for a day, teach a man a fish, he eats for, lifetime, kind of like that type of thing. So, economic jitters, of course, as politics go on, geopolitics goes on, that's going to be very shaky, very bullish for silver. Interest rates, it's going to be bullish for silver. Inflation and the dollar, that's bullish for silver. Geopolitical tensions, that's bullish for silver. Like it mentions right here, all these macro forces have created a bullish backdrop where investors seek shelter and strategic allocation in precious metals. It's crazy though that it takes such extreme events for people to finally say, maybe I should protect my wealth, So then they go into like green energy. We already know about a lot of that. Mining supply limits, we know about that. We know about the deficits. Let's go down here where they go into some of these forecasts though. So they do talk about record ETF inflows, speculative hedge fund buying, retail investment coins and bars, momentum and technicals. So here we go. U.S. government shutdown drama, economic data surprises, central bank signals, geopolitical flashpoints. And then right here, let's see State Street's view. So here's some market experts ranging from commodity strategists and fund managers to analysts at major banks have been weighing in on silver's remarkable run. So let's see what everyone's talking about. State Street's view, catch-up rally. Silver's a bit of a catch-up trade. It has been underperforming gold for several quarters prior to mid-2025, right? He points out that silver's fundamentals finally gained traction and the metals started outperforming gold. And I've been mentioning that for a very long time, that eventually silver's going to take on a life of its own and do what it does regardless of gold. It's not just going to be pegged to gold or stock market volatility. Silver's going to do what it does because silver has value where other things don't. Why is gold 85 times more valuable than silver when silver has 85,000 times more uses than gold? So anyway, Sprat on palladium, So palladium skyrocketed 600% in the late 2010s. This could be a roadmap for silver. Silver up 52% year to date by September. Kitco Metals. Senior analyst at Kitco, he commented on the impact of U.S. political and economic events on precious metals. He suggests that as long as the U.S. government remains in disarray, it's a steady bullish element for metals. It is so crazy just to see how many different things are happening in the world and how every single thing that happens is just more bullish for silver, adding more fuel to the fire. It is absolutely insane. World Gold Council, structural support, representing more of the gold side. Joseph Cavatoni of the World Gold Council made a statement applicable for precious metals. What's important now is the safe haven demand is layered on top of structural allocation trends, meaning gold isn't just reacting to events, but also gaining traction as a core holding in portfolios. If we substitute silver along gold here, the insight is that institutional investors are not just using silver for a quick trade on fear, they are increasingly viewing it as a strategic asset. Silver joining gold as core portfolio component would represent significant shift. And this is one of those people that are looking at silver's value strictly through the lens of gold's value. They're not incorporating what sets apart silver from gold, and that's very dangerous. They're putting silver in the category of a monetary metal, right? Silver's much more than that. I mean, they're both great. Gold and silver are both great. They both have their parts, but silver has much more opportunity beyond gold. It's not just doing what it does because gold with the same intentions that gold, you know, reacts to the markets how it does. No, there's a whole separate world. So UBS and big banks forecast. Several big banks updated their precious metals forecast during this rally. I love when they update their forecasts. Like, these people were so bearish. Or, like last year, all the naysayers, the people that would comment on my YouTube videos, if I ever talked about $50 silver, they would, even by 2025, 2026, which is when a lot of my forecasts were when silver would take off, is 2025, 2026. People would comment on my videos if I ever talked about $50 silver, like, that's insane. They would say, if I asked them last year what they think silver's price would be by October 5th, 2025, they would probably say low 30s, and that's best case. If I said 40, 50, they would say I'm a silver pumper, I'm scamming, whatever. They would probably say most realistically it's mid 2025. Those are the naysayers, by the way. They still stack silver, they still buy silver. It's just anyone who says any type of price beyond a couple of dollars of what it's at is just, you're crazy. And that's crazy to hold yourself in a box like that. And where are those people now? Yeah, there's a lot of information here. Trends in futures, ETFs, outlook, silver hits $50, and then what? So they mentioned the short term in the coming weeks. Like, look how good this article is. The coming weeks, analysts expect silver to test $50 imminently, potentially within the next few weeks, if supportive conditions persist. So $50 seems within reach. I mean, it's less than $2 away, so it's definitely realistic. And so they're mentioning if it slices through 50, it'll be a powerful bullish confirmation, likely inviting even more technical trend buyers than 55 or 60 are not outlandish. So the next 6 to 12 months, assuming it hits 50, we would be looking at $75 to $100 in 2026. Like, this is exactly what my forecast was since 2019. I bet if you went back to my videos in 2019 and I talked about when I think silver would explode, I bet since then, maybe 2020 is when I started throwing this out, but I always said by the year 2025 to 2026 is when I think silver would explode. Been saying that for like 5 years, and that's because just the numbers added up. Back then, we could still get away with the silver shortage. It wasn't affecting the economy. We still weren't deep enough in the red with silver's industrial role and how the production and mine supply, and even big tech not realizing how scarce silver is and how they're going to need it at paces that would actually affect them, and all, it just all pointed towards this. Back then they could get away with it. Now you can't get away with any type of corruption or manipulation because silver's critical role it plays cannot be held back by any type of price manipulation. It's just too vital. It plays too important of a role. And by these 2 years with like the Green New Deal, what Biden started, and just looking at all the numbers and the data, by now you can't hide it anymore. And that's kind of why I said these years specifically. By now, silver shortage is going to be mainstream, and people are going to start understanding why my name is Silver Slayer and not Gold Guy. So yeah, this is a really good article. It's very long, but it's very, very impressive, and I hope you enjoyed it. Also, folks, I'll throw this in now. If you guys want to support me for my fight to get my daughter shared parenting, I'm in a custody battle. I have a GoFundMe link. I will post it. You don't have to only if you can, or if you're feeling, willing to, do a kind gesture. I would really appreciate it. But just watching the video, especially watching through, 20 minutes, helps a lot. I appreciate you. But if you did want to go the extra mile and help out, I would really appreciate it. It's very, very expensive. I had no idea how expensive, legal stuff is. I tried to do it myself. It's not realistic. I have to ask for help. I really, really, really do appreciate everyone that already has donated. It's really emotional. Like last night, I got really emotional just seeing some of the donations and just seeing, because like you're helping a father get his daughter, and she's my entire life. So anyone who makes that happen for me, anyone who donates to make that happen, words cannot ever words can never, describe the type of gratitude I have for anyone who's willing to do that. And, and all the funds ethically for myself, every single penny from a donor goes into a separate account, and only that money is used for legal fees. So no money out of that is gonna pay for bills or pay for anything. Every penny that someone donates for legal fees is going to go specifically to legal fees. Ethically, that's just how I want to do it. If someone's donating for that, I want the money to go towards that, which I'm gonna need because my lawyer's $480 an hour. Already paid for 20 something hours, but we're just now getting started in the case, so it's pricey. But I wanted to get someone good. I wanted to get someone who knows what he's talking about, and I did. But I'm gonna need some help. So anyways, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. I love you all. If you want to purchase silver or gold or platinum, hit up Miles Franklin. We have new gold, silver, and platinum specials tomorrow, every Monday. Send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Slayer sent you. That helps me out. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I will see you guys. I have a new upload schedule, noon and 6 p.m. EST, every single day. I didn't get one out this morning at noon, but that's going to be the new upload schedule. Noon and 6 p.m. EST. Stay tuned. This was Silver Slayer. I love you guys. See you guys tomorrow at noon. Peace. From now on, every single month on the 31st, you have a chance to win silver, a continuous silver giveaway. Well, if you become a member of the Secret Silver Society on my Patreon, you have that opportunity. So every single month, you have something exciting to look forward to, which would be winning silver. On top of that, you'll have access to a live chat room with other silver stackers where you can post pictures and chat, just hang out with everyone, and have early access to my videos along with supporting me. If this is something you'd like to do, then come join my Patreon. It's patreon.com/silverslayer. Upon joining, you'll be given a monthly raffle ticket and instant access to that chat room. Go introduce yourself. Everyone is super nice, and it's more personal and intimate than a YouTube comment section.